coat and find that old VHS. We're diving deep in cheesy flicks. Yeah, we're on a vintage quest. Low reviews but high on laughs. Let's give these films a cheer. The cult classics, flops and nuts, there are topics this year. We're the Ejectables, rolling back the years, celebrating movies that no one else cheers. From backhand twos to epic fails, we say it's all good. We're the Ejectables, yeah, we're misunderstood.
Welcome to the Ejectables. This is the show where movie enthusiasts Bill and Ian join forces with a weekly rotating guest to celebrate movies that we feel have been unjustly panned by the critics or sadly ignored and forgotten by audiences. Anyway, today we have a guest who is a good friend of mine, and his name is Russ.
He's Russ Gannon. He's an actor, friend, a host, Ian. EPS was a movie that Russ was in. Another word, a preacher and some sin. In American fiction, was victim of editors cut in. Please, everyone, go ahead and welcome him.
Russ Gannon. Welcome to the show.
That is awesome, man. Thank you.
No, thank you for joining us. I don't know if I told Bill that you, because of your radio days, you met a lot of like rock and rollers and stuff.
Who was your favorite?
Well, I'm a U2 guy, and so I've seen them 21 times.
Oh my God.
I did meet Bono. So that was very cool. I met Michael Stipe from REM, Lenny Kravitz. I've met a Beatle. I met George Harrison.
Oh, jealous.
Cool.
Jelly.
I have his thigh bone as well. We had discussed this before we started. I have Richard Dawson's thigh bone and George Harrison's. But
And
Wait
again,
to let the audience in here.
had to include them.
Yeah, but you know, I met a lot of the 80s guys like Duran Duran and Tears for Fears and Culture Club, things like that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how old I am. And,
Who is the worst?
Oh,
you know, I gotta say, you know, Boy George wasn't overly friendly.
Yeah.
he didn't
literally
tumble
just
for you.
they literally just lined us up, and he just walked over, stood in front of us, and then walked away. So the picture we have with him is just literally just standing in front of us and then walking away. So
That's a bad karma chameleon.
oh my goodness, I saw what you did there.
Yeah, he came and went. Wait, come and go. Sorry.
I will say one of the nicest guys was Stan Ridgway from Wall of Voodoo.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
He's
he's that
radio.
Mexican. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
it was super nice. And Neil Finn from Crowded House, I've met a bunch of times.
Oh,
and,
the
Crowded
best.
House.
and he is
Yeah.
just super nice. I had a little known fact: when they first appeared in Boston, they were doing a promotional tour. They were staying around the corner from Lansdowne Street, but they didn't know how to get to their hotel, which was the Howard Johnson's, which is now the Verb Hotel in Boston. So I said, I can drive you over there. She said, great. They threw their instruments in my truck.
Crowded House.
And I drove Crowded House to their hotel.
That is so cool.
So,
Wow.
Oh,
so that was
When-
my
when the
previous
ride
life.
was over, were you like, "Don't dream it's over"? Sorry.
God, really? Where do you have a hook, Bill? They just
I'm letting him die on the vine. It's even
Oh.
funnier.
I did ask him on my other show because he met Michael Penn if he, in fact, was he Romeo in Black Jeans? I'm sorry, I messed that up. Wah, wah.
I did.
Game
He
over.
was
game
nice.
over.
Yeah, he was nice. Nice guy. So
I think you to say, did he have a pen to sign your autograph?
Oh, that'd be better. Can we go
Yeah.
back? I'll erase this. Did he have a pen to sign your autograph? I did.
he did. He did indeed.
Can you tell us about what the heck is this, Russ? What is that?
That is a well-worn baseball card that looks like you brought all the way back from Dublin, Ireland.
I did, Blarney.
That is second baseman Bill Belinda in the film Eephus. And,
Eephus.
Eephus, yeah.
He looks a lot like you.
I get that a lot. Yes, I played Bill Belinda in the award-winning film Eephus.
This is, we actually, because I was thinking that could be a good choice for our show, the Ejectables, though it was praised in a lot of critics and stuff, and it was up in the top 10 for like New York Times and New York Post, and it was at Cannes and everything. I feel like it's gotten so little attention or traction outside the indie world, which does know it.
It is it's one of those that we just felt like. So it last check, it was the number 2 film of 2025 on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 2.
Wow.
I think behind Becoming a Guinea Fowl was number 1, and then
Eephus
was number 2. And then the New York Times, right before the Oscars came out, recommended it for a Best Picture nod. And we were eligible for Best Original Screenplay. We did not get a nod. We got 2 Independent Spirit Award nominations, but we did not win. We did get a Gotham Award nomination. So, and it made a lot of top 10 lists for the year. And, it was considered one of the better independent films shot, just west of Boston. And it's a true ensemble film. You don't have to be a sports fan to enjoy it. It's really about the ending of something, and a lot of people relate to it. I mean, it did really well in France, and not exactly a baseball country. Very well. It opened in Japan, which is a baseball country, as Sayonara Slow Ball, and
that was his title.
That was the title. Yeah.
And that's what I call Ian also.
Yeah, you do. But that's between us. Come on, Bill.
That's right.
Jeez, you said you.
It's good. Yeah. Right now it's on American Airlines. So if you're traveling across the country, make sure you
watch it on a plane.
It's at least getting
captive
some
audience.
Out there.
Ian.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, that's true. I am embarrassed because we've discussed this. I'm embarrassed. I haven't seen it. You are in it. Another friend is in it. And I know it's supposed to be very good. Bill knows I'm not a big sports movie fan, as well. But Russ did just send me this. So I am going to watch it, and I want to see it, and I'm gonna.
And then as soon as you finish it, you rewatch it with our cast commentary.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Which we recorded at Emerson. And it was a blast. I had never done a cast commentary for a Blu-ray release.
I wonder if it's as good as Val Kilmer's on the Spartan Blu-ray.
Better.
Okay.
Better.
I can't wait.
Better.
Okay, so everyone watch Eephus. Meanwhile,
Don't look right! Keep your eyes set! Do not eject! Do not eject! Do not eject this!
wow. So that is our opera singer asking what film you chose for our show, Russ. What did you choose?
Well, I chose Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow.
Oh, there it is in your hand, and I covered it up.
It is. You can put that up there. Yes.
Put it back up again. All right.
Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow.
Let's go to the
2004. Yeah.
2004. Should I go to the trailer and then we'll continue
absolutely
discussion? Here it is.
A man came to see me today. He was terrified. Said someone was coming for us.
This world will end.
I asked him who he was so afraid of. He repeated one name. Totenkopf.
They show up without warning, take what they need, and then they disappear without a trace.
I want this story.
Nothing gets published until I say so.
Totenkopf is building a doomsday device.
Earth will be incinerated.
What have you got me into this time?
Nothing you can't handle, Frankie.
They've started a countdown.
Enemy warships closing fast. We can't hold them off any longer.
They're broken through the perimeter.
Send reinforcements. Send everything you got.
Oh my god. They're everywhere.
I'm on my way.
How do we get past those machines?
Leave that to me.
5, 4.
Joe!
I see it. 3, 2.
Wow.
Wow. What film is that?
Yeah, I don't know. Why, Russ? Why did you choose this movie?
Oh my gosh. So I am a huge fan of robots, 50s, 40s, and 50s science fiction films, the Fleischer Superman cartoons, of which this is an homage to one of the episodes. And just that sort of German industrialism. It's a very unique film in that it's almost all green screen. It's one of the few films that is almost entirely green screen behind the main actors. It's an adventure, just like those of us that love Indiana Jones. It's a visually stunning film. And, both Jude Law, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Angelina Jolie are easy on the eyes. So, that's nice. And it falls into, if you love those sort of The Rocketeer or that Dick Tracy sort of thing, Sky Captain is just a perfect way to kill 2 hours.
I don't think I'd ever seen the whole movie before. I read that it cost $70 million and made 57. It was a pretty huge bomb. My struggle with this film, and I think why I didn't finish it before, is you can tell it's blue screen. The visuals are stunning. It is stunning. And I think if you can get beyond my jaded brain of, they're in front of a blue screen, it's a pretty amazing, stunning film. They throw everything at it. Dinosaurs, robots, cliffhangers, romance. It's crazy. All the effort they do here, and the artistic endeavors, really, really impressive. So it deserves attention. I think it's a great pick for the show. Bill Narducci.
When I first saw it, I hated it. And, but I think it's ahead of its time. When I rewatched it because of Russ, I go, this movie is fantastic. This is like Harold Pinter compared to most movies now. I was like, it was ahead of its time. It looked amazing. It doesn't let you in like Raiders, but it has so many amazing ideas in it and so many amazing visuals. And I just love the fact the actors really go for it. It was a really big big bet to do. I think now that, I think it's more coherent than most movies that are coming out. It has, I enjoyed it. Thanks, Russ, for reminding me.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it got. Sorry, go, Russ.
No, I was gonna say, Kerry Conran, who was the director, had spent something like 4 years, designing the sort of short film that he was trying to sell to producers or studio or something, and to try to sell his vision. And then, he was able to get financing and then put the film together. But it was pretty much his only film that he ever did.
Crazy. Yeah.
And I mean, it's you just sense a guy that put everything, his absolute love of this style of cinema is there on the screen. The romance, the hero, the villain, the robots. I mean, they even got Sir Lawrence Olivier, who had died in 1989.
I guess that was Jude Law's idea to use that footage of him.
Oh, was it?
Supposedly, yeah.
Yeah. I think Jude was a producer on it as well.
And just that whole idea. And it's funny because in London in the mid 80s, Laurence Olivier appeared in a show as a big giant talking head. So it was before he had passed, and he appeared in this show that my wife saw in London, and she's like, I remember seeing Laurence Olivier as a giant head in a stage show. And I'm like, well, here he is again, a giant head in a film.
Wow. It's sad because I wonder where this director would have gone if this was successful. I'd be interested.
Russ, did you see this in the theater or did you watch it on home video when you originally saw it?
I think I had originally gone to see it in the theaters.
Yeah.
And
it would have been beautiful on the big screen.
So the reason I don't, So my big complaint about this film, and again, I love the visuals of it, is I think that there is no chemistry between Jude Law and
Agreed.
at all. And I feel like Jude Law comes off as this juvenile high school boy who's pulling her pigtails through most of the film. Like there are times when she's clearly saying, you know, I want our romance to happen, and he's like, he insults her. And I get that that's sort of like, okay, so this is the back and forth and everything, but I never once in the film feel like they were lovers that had lost their way and want to get back together.
Yeah, and it never comes to fruition. We never see anything happen.
Which is what I liked about it.
It was kind of cool. Yeah. And I love that the last, even I'm going to spoil it, the last word they say is like the shutter or whatever they say.
Lens cap.
Lens cap or whatever.
Lens cap.
Which is kind of brilliant. Yeah, there's a lot to love about this film. If you don't mind watching the prequels and all that blue screen, you'll probably dig this as well.
Yeah.
So now on to
What do you want from me?
You must eject, definitely reject, possibly destroy this.
So occasionally we pick movies that we haven't seen in a long time, and we have, for some reason, ideas in our head at some point they were good. So I went ahead and picked this, and then as it was too late, I could not change it. So I chose the film Soldier, directed by Paul Anderson, not to be confused with Paul Thomas Anderson. And I don't know, in retrospect, really why I dug this movie at the time. Let's go to a trailer, and then we can discuss it.
In the future, technology will allow us to explore new worlds and change the way we live like never before. But there is one thing that will never change: who we are. He was programmed from birth to be part of the most invincible army in history. But like all scientific advancements,
they're practically manufactured using DNA profiles.
He was destined to become obsolete.
More endurance, better hand-eye. It's a whole different standard.
What do we do with him?
Waste disposal. His training had prepared him for anything except this. Now, on a remote planet, a community of outcasts faces extermination.
I want that planet secured by 0600.
Well, what about our position?
They will be officially classifiable as hostiles.
Find weapons and prepare to fight.
You have to organize us.
For this soldier, it may be too late to feel human.
How do you know they'll be back?
Because they're soldiers like me.
But it's never too late to be a hero.
I'm going to kill them all.
Soldier.
So this movie came out in 1998. I was a newlywed, so I imagine my head was just still in the clouds. And I know this movie got horrible reviews. And I was like, you know what? I just want to see a big budget sci-fi action movie. So I went to it. And it is that. It is brainless. It is simple. It is a charmless Kurt Russell. But man, I wish I looked like him in my early 50s or late 40s, whatever that is.
But you look like that in your 20s, so.
Yeah, that's true. If Russ wins, we'll see that. I think there is fun to be had if you're playing with your phone and barely paying attention. It's a good background movie. There is some good action. Bill did not finish it, but I told him he should not because he would hurt me. But I think there's fun to be had. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. There is some entertaining action. What did you think, Russ?
Well, I had never seen it.
And now you have.
Now I have. I, of course, loved Stargate. And to me, this is Kurt Russell in his G.I. Joe buzz cut, soldier thing. So I'm like, all right, well, I know the characters kind of like that. And as I'm watching it, I realize he says very little.
Yes.
A total of 104 words.
Oh my God.
In the entire film. And
Russ had nothing better to do than count the words.
Let me just count that one again. And, and he's on screen 80% of the time.
2.
So he just is like
3.
Just very stoic. But here's the thing.
I appreciate that about it as well, but I miss his charm.
It is very silent. So there's a lot of, I get it. He's trained for the future, but there are a lot of things like in these films that are just don't make sense. One, why take this planet? Like the planet is covered in trash. That's where they dumped him when they decided to get rid of the super soldiers of the past. And then all of a sudden, the most elite fighting force in the world is dumped on the same garbage planet to take it. For what purpose? Like that's never, it's never instructed. And then they send the soldiers out first and they get decimated. And it's like, well, you have a planet killer bomb that could destroy all those people. Why risk your army in going after essentially a whole bunch of civilians? And for what point? And so of course I just started to think, like, why am I watching this film?
Because Ian.
and then I'm like, okay, so here again is Kurt Russell is just mowing down all of these guys. And these are the elite force that just took over from the old force. And this is the smartest soldier you have. Yeah. Before he had his eye ripped out.
Oh, that's right.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
It happens in the first minute, doesn't it?
And so then all of a sudden they're walking into obvious booby traps. And then it turns into, that Total Recall of kind of like just mowing down everybody that's in the way.
There's some fun action in there, I thought.
There certainly is. I don't think I'd watch it again. Like I've seen Total Recall a million times, and I would watch.
That's a lot of times. You'd still be watching it if that was true.
I would still be doing so, maybe less than a million. But I thought it was mindless entertainment, and I did watch it. But I found myself sort of looking at my watch towards the end.
It's a good phone play movie for sure. Bill, what'd you think of what you saw of it?
Fucking thing sucks.
But you said
fucking thing sucks.
Bill, you said there were good people involved with this film, and you can't understand.
So I got excited. So when I came out to LA, I've seen that fucking poster of Soldier. It was up 9 months.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, and and I always heard it was a big bomb, but I was like, it's David Webb Peoples who wrote Unforgiven, 12 Monkeys, Blade Runner. He's one of the greatest screenwriters ever. I guess he got rewritten. Maybe I'm not very bright, but right away I had no idea what the fuck was going on. There's like a famous screening of Star Wars where they all had a rough cut. It was Brian De Palma, Marshall Lucas, I don't know, someone else, and they all went up to San Francisco, and Brian De Palma is lambasting George Lucas, saying, "You've alienated your audience. You have no idea what's happening right away." That could be applied to this, because I have no idea what's happening. Maybe I saw it. I don't know. Kurt Russell looked great. I don't know what happened. It was a big reach. Is it based on a graphic novel? Is that what happened? Yeah.
I don't know. It's supposed to be a space western. Cost $60 million, made 14.
Yeah, it was a disaster. Everyone's very talented. I don't know what wrong, but I just had no idea what was happening.
Yeah,
I could tell it was like re-edited. Also, I could tell like they were trying to save it, because I have worked on a couple movies where I could tell like nothing makes sense in terms of narrative structure, and they're just trying to save the movie. But Yeah, it was a big reach, but you know.
I was reading from the old Ain't It Cool News review, and they were like, what happened to this movie? The script was amazing. If any other director had done this film, it could have been great. It was this cool space Western, and it's a giant big ball of poo for $60 million. Though I am recommending it against my will, and there is some joy to be had if you play with your phone.
And you know, that opening scene with the skeleton floating through space isn't actually in the film. It's in the trailer.
Oh, in the trailer, yeah. That's
but it's not in the film. Because so you're like, ooh, what's that?
I like them.
And Arrow Video released like a big DVD of it, and I was like, oh, people must love this movie. It must be me.
I love the montage of like the different wars and stuff in the first like 10 minutes of the film. That was kind of cool.
And there were some cool Easter eggs in there based on some of the stuff that he had written in the past. So some of those wars were in some of the other films.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Which I didn't catch until I read about it later. I'm like, oh yeah. So,
okay, now
so like a war, like a battle in Blade Runner is in there. And something
cool.
from Event Horizon is in there, and something else. And there are cool Easter eggs spread throughout. Some of the stuff in the garbage when he's dumped on the planet are references to other films as well.
Ooh. And it's almost Easter, so everyone check out Soldier for your Easter movie.
Or not.
Or not.
Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Well, I'm the only one here, so you must be talking to me. And you are lying!
Do not eject! Do not eject! Do not eject this!
Now catch Moose and Squirrel, and next time use the CDI on them!
What
Wow.
does this mean? What does this mean?
That's one of the finest films of all time, and so I figured the
Not
opposite.
bad. Kenny Loggins wrote it. It's not bad.
Kenny Loggins? He went to the danger zone.
No, Kenny Loggins, the playwright.
Oh yeah. No, he who did Manchester by the Sea? Is that the same guy?
You can count on me.
I know I can. That's why we're partners.
Who wrote that?
Yep. All right. Here, I'm just gonna go into my trailer.
Wait, fast.
Why did Jack quit the regular force?
Yeah, why did you quit, Marvin?
What did he tell you?
He told me because of Vertigo, but I don't believe him.
A few years back, Jack was chasing this guy. Bad guy. This guy ran into a building that was under construction. Jack freaked out, started sweating, couldn't follow him. The guy got away. Later that night, that same guy killed 6 people.
Is that why he's a robot expert?
It's always on his mind. The guy that got away. Retinal identification is now being carried out.
We're not doing it.
Come on. You chose the short trailer. Do you want to play the long trailer?
No, it's okay. It's not to make people suffer. All right. We're in the pictures here.
We didn't even tell them what movie you picked.
I picked, I said 85, Runaway with Tom Selleck and his mustache.
Yeah.
And directed by Michael Crichton. Now, I'm not a big sci-fi fan, but when I saw Russ's pick and Ian's pick, I said, oh, this would be a fun one to have. It was on HBO all the time as a kid. And even my mom's like, that's a good movie. It stars Tom Selleck, Richard Marx's ex-wife, Cynthia Rhodes, right?
Oh, yeah.
My girlfriend goes, is that Cynthia Rhodes? And then from Kiss, who's the guy?
Gene Simmons.
Yeah. And so, would you? All right, Russ, tell me what you think. Why?
So when Ian told me that this was the picture, I said, oh, I've never seen it. And he goes, are you kidding me? It was on HBO all the time. And I'm like, no, I never saw it.
Where did Bill go?
He's gone. You ejected him. So
sorry.
First of all, I love Michael Crichton. I love Andromeda Strain. I was very excited to see what this would be.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that there is a police division that handles industrial robot accidents is so ludicrous, but I thoroughly enjoyed this film.
There you go.
I really did. And the fact that Gene Simmons is so over the top as a villain. Yes. I mean, just as soon as I saw him in the trailer, like this, You know, I really enjoyed it, and I have to say, the ending was surprisingly tense. I found myself really like, you know, here's a guy who has a fear of heights that is literally hanging off a high-rise elevator, and you can feel the tension. And I'm like, I feel the tension. Those things are ridiculous.
The spiders are so scary.
But I really got into it, and and it was yeah, I was surprised. Yeah, that's right, Kirstie Alley as well.
Oh, the
She was awesome
scanning
in
scene.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I was surprised that I'd never watched it before. Like I said, I enjoy Michael Crichton's work. It just was never one on my radar, and you know, maybe because I'm slightly older than you, I wasn't watching HBO as much as you must have been at the time.
Yes.
these are
I'm
like,
directing that to Ian, not Bill. I don't know.
No,
this
it's pre-masturbation.
Ah.
So, sorry.
it still is here.
So Gene Simmons is better than this guy.
Okay, let's do it.
This is a movie, like you said, was on HBO all the time. It was maybe one of the, obviously I saw Road Warrior and other movies, Excalibur at the movie theater, but when this was on HBO, it always came on like around 10 p.m. and later. And I remember watching it. It was probably, not to be rude for any female viewers, probably some of the first movies I saw. And it was scary. I thought this movie was scary as a kid with the robo spiders, and there's like creepy stuff in here. And there's like little jet rocket bullets that would shoot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool ideas. I think the movie starts smarter and it gets progressively sillier, but I think it's fun. I enjoyed it. I thought it was better than I thought it would be revisiting it.
I watched the robot that was throwing cement off the skyscraper girder, and I'm like, is this really a police, like an emergency where you have to call in a police squad?
Well, it would be dangerous
to come in. It was not dangerous. It was
that would be if
literally
someone walked under that, they'd be squashed.
Not only would they have, but Tom Selleck stood so close to where that stuff was being dropped that he was covered in dust. And I'm like, is nobody going to give him a helmet? Like, he's literally wandering around.
It's the future. They don't believe in helmets.
Where these bags are falling down. They're like, oh, we're so thankful you're here. The robot's out of control. It is just lifting a bag of cement from one side of a girder and dropping it off the edge. And I'm like, really? I mean, this is the future of crime. Okay. All right.
And then supposedly this takes place in 1991 based off of Simmons' birth certificate in this. But 91 did not look like this. And I love how he had like the acid from the spiders like burning his cheeks.
Yeah.
And then she makes out with him and like his makeup gets on her nose and he wipes it off. It was cute. They kept that.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
it's a lot of fun.
When the elevator goes down and the kid is on it, and Gene Simmons turns around and says, you know, those spiders have acid and they're going to attack the first person that hit it. You feel like Tom Selleck is like, oh my God, what did I just do?
I'm sending my kid down.
You're sending the kid down. And then he looks over the edge and it's like, it was tense. It was that whole scene I thought was very effective.
But then Cynthia Rhodes shows up in her high heels and starts climbing the building in her high heels.
Yeah. I got a RoboCop Murphy vibe from that. The cop who, you know, has lost the family, and then there's the new sidekick who's, you know, blonde and perky.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. So I was getting a little RoboCop out of that.
It's a lesser RoboCop, which came before RoboCop.
That's good.
Bill, good pick. Now we come to the part of the show. You sure you don't want to show the trailer, Bill? Are you sure?
Of what movie?
Of Runaway? You want to see the whole trailer?
No.
I like
it. So this is the part of the show where you have to choose a movie that is not your own pick as your favorite of the episode. I think I know your answer. Russ, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Runaway.
Yes. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with Sky Captain because artistically it's pretty amazing. I'm gonna go with Sky Captain.
And
Bill?
I'm going to go with a soldier. It's Sky Captain.
Liar. So what does Russ get because he wins the episode? What does Russ get?
Okay, Russ. All right. Be prepared. I hope you're sitting down.
Wait, maybe in honor of Tom Selleck, though, Bill.
Yes. You get a headshot from Ian with a fake mustache.
Ooh, nice.
1999.
Wow. A
Around
lot more
the time I
hair
saw
on that.
Soldier. I know. You can find Soldier can be rented on iTunes and Prime. I highly recommend you do that before watching any of these other movies. Sky Captain can be found on Pluto or rented on Prime and iTunes. And Runaway can be found on Tubi, Roku, or you can rent it as well. And yes, I know you're asking, where can you find Russell Gannon, the actor? You can go to his website, russgannon.com. That is russgannon.com. You can also check him out on IMDb, but all the same information is there.
And check out his movie. Check out his movie.
Eephus.
Was that last still photo from Samurai Cop?
Yes, that one of our first guests.
Oh yeah.
It
was so bad.
It was one, possibly the worst pick we've ever had, right?
That is.
Soldier is way better than Samurai.
I have seen Samurai Cop, so there it is.
I could not. That's the one I could not get through. I did not watch that whole movie.
I don't think he got the show, but whatever.
I love that he had cut his hair off and then they did reshoot, so he's in that awful wig. Oh yeah, I know the film. So
such a bad movie.
It is a very bad one.
Russ, thank you so much for your time. You were awesome.
Thanks for being on, Russ.
Thank you so much for having me. Absolutely.
Everyone, comment below how much you love Soldier more than their picks. Come visit again and tell your friends, and stalk Russ at russgannon.com.
Ejectables, yeah, we're misunderstood.